Around the Ozarks is now on your FM radio. Listen to Around the Ozarks mornings with Grace Gooley as I spotlight local people, stories, and podcasts, all while playing the country legends of the 90s and the hit makers of the 2000s. It's on the Ozarks' best country, 105.1 The Bull. It's time for Around the Ozarks Sports Scene, brought to you by Colton's Steakhouse, Thompson Sales, and Deadeye Gun and Pawn in Sparta. Here's your host, Scott Puryear.
Welcome into another edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. I am Scott Puryear. As always, a big thank you to you for tuning in this week as we talk local, regional, national sports. And a very hot topic last fall and all winter was Missouri State Bears football. And it's our pleasure to have on with us this week two of the local stars for the Bears this past season. Caden Wiest, he's a defensive end, defensive lineman from Reeds Spring, and Ramone Green Jr., the running back from Nixa. Guys, thanks for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
You betcha. Well, it was a great, almost a storybook-like start and finish for the Bears. You go 7-6 in your first season of FBS football. You get to go to a bowl game, the Xbox Bowl down in Frisco. You get to experience losing a coach because you guys did so well. It was a little bit of everything this fall. And I guess, Caden, starting with you, when you guys stepped off the turf at USC after that season opener, which they hung 73, I think, on you. What were the expectations in your mind coming off that? Did that change anything, or did you guys just chalk that up as this is USC in the Coliseum?
I mean, we didn't go into that game thinking that we would lose. I mean, you go into every game thinking you're going to win. But I think once that game happened, everybody processed how it went down. It was just more like a wake-up call. We just realized that we had the talent and the ability to be a lot better than what we put on film that day, and we just used it as a wake-up call to come out for every other game.
Does it make you wonder what that game would have been like if you'd played it again mid-season or late in the season?
Oh, we've talked about that a little bit. We definitely think it'd be a lot better if we got to play them later on.
Yeah. Ramone, what'd you take away from that USC game in the opener?
Kind of similar to what Caden said. I think, we realized we have a lot of good players and we have a good scheme. We just need a wake-up call. We played not a very good game against a good team, and, we got embarrassed. And, even if it was USC, you never want to go in there, think you're going to lose. You want to win every single football game. So, to lose that way, though, that was embarrassing for us. So, we took that as motivation, and we wanted to finish our season strong.
Well, and you talk about the ultimate turnaround and playing, to prove yourselves. You guys turn around the next week and win at Marshall, which is traditionally a very tough place to go play and win. How big of a confidence boost was that, Caden, for your team after the USC game? Was that kind of the spark that got you going the rest of the year?
Oh, yeah, no, 100%. I mean, once you beat a team like that, and we beat them at home. It was the first time they lost a home opener, and I'm not sure how long. And, I mean, after USC ended, we were like, that can never happen again. So, I mean, to go in there and beat a team who has had success at the FBS level, it just put a lot of motivation behind us and pushed us through the season.
When you guys came home and played SMU and saw that atmosphere, Ramone, what was that like? Did it kind of surprise you a little bit, how crowded, how enthusiastic everything was that Saturday?
Yeah, it was definitely a surprise, just to see all the fans in there and the stadium filled up, it was a blessing. And we kind of realized, this is what comes with winning. So let's just keep going, let's keep winning and keep Pastor packed.
And little did you know that your next head coach was on that other sideline that day, right?
Yeah.
It was a big surprise.
Yeah, Caden, what do you remember about that SMU game? Because, you guys led 10-0 5-6 minutes deep in the second quarter now, and against a nationally ranked team.
Yeah, we came out fire in that game. And, I think people were a little surprised, on the team about how good we were doing at first against a team like that. Well, we knew we were capable of it. It was it was exciting to be in that moment, and we just didn't finish it through all the way. That was pretty much just how it went down.
Well, and like we said, you guys went on and finished regular season 7-5, pretty close to 8-4, even 9-3 there with a couple breaks late. You go 5-3 in your first season in Conference USA. Talk about both of you, the difference between playing in the Valley and Conference USA and what you noticed in that jump up from FCS to FBS this year.
I think the Valley is, it's a pretty talented conference. You play some really good teams. I think the difference that I noticed was, there's those like bottom tier teams that finish lower in the conference aren't really bottom tier teams. They got really good players and really good coaches. So every week is a battle. There's not really a game off or this week's gonna be easier. You got to keep the same mentality for every week. And I think that was the biggest thing that was different from the Valley.
Caden, were the linemen any bigger jumping up to FBS, or do they seem just like the Valley?
It was kind of hit or miss. I mean, depending on the game. I mean, it's hard to say. The O-line was much better after playing North Dakota State, South Dakota, teams like that. I'd say it was just kind of like what he said. You couldn't go into it. There was no game you could go into and think, oh, they're bad. Like, we've got it this week. I mean, every week was just a battle.
Was there a favorite place now that you look back in Conference USA for a first-time visit that you really thought this is a pretty cool environment?
Ooh.
I think I would say when we played Liberty, that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Their whole place, packed out. They have like a color code going on. Everyone's wearing red. The fans are rowdy and they're super close. So I think Liberty was a really fun place to play.
Gives you somewhere to want to go back to in the league. Of course, everywhere being a new place, that had to be pretty cool too, wasn't it? Just kind of experiencing different stadiums, different parts of the country in football.
Yeah, it was super exciting to be around a different type of atmosphere.
Well, we'll talk about the mood. You guys go from securing that first bowl game, the Xbox Bowl down in Frisco, and to finding out that Coach Beard is leaving. And we've joked on our radio show, Ned and Art and I, that you guys almost won too many games. If you drop a couple of those, Coach Beard's probably still here. But talk about the when you found out, how you found out, and what the team reaction was when word got out that he was going to go to Coastal Carolina. Caden?
I mean, I think a lot of people had an idea throughout the year that people were going to come calling whenever we started seeing the success we had. I mean, it was small talk around the locker room that there was a chance he wouldn't be there. And it was, I mean, earlier in the day, like a few days before it happened, there were just little hints and rumors getting around, and we were all kind of expecting it by the time he said something. And I mean, at that moment, no one really had much to say. We were more focused on going and trying to win our first bowl game. But I mean, a lot of people saw it coming.
Ramone, what was your reaction when you heard the news?
It was kind of the same. I mean, you could just tell something was going on. There's a huge elephant in the room, and we're just kind of expecting the news. And then once we got it, it sucked. It hurt. But like Kane said, man, we all came together and said, stuff like that's going to happen. Let's just focus on finishing the season for the seniors, for the guys that have no next football game. Let's finish this on the right way and give it everything we got.
Looking back now on his time here, what do you think it is that makes Coach Beard such a winner?
I think for me, with Coach Beard, he would keep it real. I think our staff was really good. Coach Beard just got the best out of us. He pushed us really hard. And he has a winner's mentality. And we kind of developed that mentality through him and Coach Mo and all the other coaches, that we're trying to win games here. Like, we are not the old Missouri State. We're a new brand. We're a new era. So I think that was the best thing about Coach Beard.
Caden?
Yeah, I mean, we ran a really disciplined program that he gave us belief. I mean, like he said, he let us know that we're not here to get walked over. I mean, we're a good program. We're good players. We can do this. And he just kept driving that over and over again throughout through our time here. And it just, after a while, when everyone starts to believe it, your program becomes successful.
How hard was it for both of you to that month of December, the first couple of weeks, to tune out, am I staying? Am I going? What coaches are going to be here for me? Who's my next head coach? All this while you're trying to prepare for a bowl game, and you got position coaches that are wondering if they're going to Coastal Carolina and, do they need to look for a house and just all the things in life, let alone right before the holidays. How were you guys able to maintain focus through that whole period before you went down to Frisco?
I mean, even while we were down there, I mean, nobody can say it didn't creep in their mind the whole time, but I felt like we did a really good job of if someone would start to kind of stray away about like, oh, I want to leave or where's my coach going, we were able to always bring it back to we have one more job to do, like before people need to start deciding whatever they're going to do. And I was pretty proud of our team for being able to keep their heads down and just work with the remaining time we had.
Ramone?
Yeah, I agree. I think, some people's minds were kind of getting astray, like, am I leaving? Am I going? But at the end of the day, one more football game, all that stuff is still going to be there. We just got a football game to play. And, I mean, stuff like that, you can't really avoid those conversations. Like, those coaches are, kind of in and out. Like, you can't control what they're doing. So the biggest thing for me and Caden was just being where our feet are. And that was the Xbox Bowl. So
How much of a relief was it to finally get down to Frisco and kind of get away from all that here? And I mean, you guys are then in your own kind of a parade-like environment down there with all the events and things. Talk about the bowl experience, Caden, and what you liked the most.
I think the biggest part for us that was different for a lot of other teams was knowing that that team was never going to be that team again, coaching staff, player wise. I mean, we knew there were going to be so many moves. So just being able to know that like we were special enough to have that last week together in Frisco and we got to be celebrated together, work, practice a few more times together. And I mean, the dinners, the team activities, everything like that, just taking in every little bit that we could.
Now, it didn't suck that you guys were in the Xbox Bowl, and that meant a free Xbox. Have those things got some use since then or not?
Yeah, they've definitely got a little use.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, it could have been the Bush's Beans Bowl, and you've had cases of baked beans or something. So I guess that was a good thing, wasn't it? The Xbox. But was it tough playing a little shorthanded? I mean, you had some guys that opted out and things like that. But I that's the new world we live in, isn't it? College football.
yeah, I mean, that's just the world we live in. And especially when you have a coach leave, like I said,
Yeah.
there's things that are unavoidable. Like, we knew kids were going to hop in the portal once they heard Coach Beard leaving. And I think it was a little frustrating because, the portal's going to be there. We played a really early bowl game. I mean, the portal didn't open for another like 2.5 weeks. So that was frustrating. Some guys like not playing to their best abilities. I mean, it's just stuff like that. Stuff like that happens. But the kids that did stay and stay level headed, I'm excited for this next team. I'm excited to go to war with those guys.
Caden, did you or Ramone, either one, consider going into the portal after Coach Beard left or not?
I mean, you can't say we didn't have those talks. I mean, it's everything's going through your head. Like, who's your new coach? What's he going to be like? What's out there when you don't know who's going to be running your program? But I think it just came down to we just love where we are. I mean, you can't really beat the setup we have right now. Home with our families. We love playing football where we play football. We've got to meet our coaches. I mean, our coaches are great, and I think we made the right decision.
Ramone, did you contemplate it?
Yeah, I definitely did. I mean, I'm going to be transparent. I mean, we had a lot of talks. I mean, even me and Caden just talking about, what should we do? Like, when your coach leaves, there's so much things that could happen. And, but we just focused on the bowl game. Then after, we had talks. But once we saw Coach Woods, like, everything we saw was good. Like, this guy's legit. Like, he's going to be a great head coach. And so I was like, why leave? We got everything we want right here in Springfield. My family, his family, like, we're established. Like, we might as well just stay. Like, everything we want is here.
Kind of nice after those home games to know you're home and your family's right there waiting for and everything. Of course, I think they traveled as well. I know, Caden, I think your parents were road warriors, weren't they, throughout the year?
Oh yeah, I don't know if they'll ever miss a game.
And Ramone, I know that your group's out there tailgating across the street, so that they just soon tailgate right there in that parking lot, I think, too, wouldn't they?
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were there at all games they could be. So
Coach Woods, announcement comes, offensive coordinator from Southern Methodist, a proven guy, a guy with a rich background of FBS football at really good football schools. You kind of touched on it, Ramone, but Caden, what was the reaction when you found out it was Casey Woods?
I was really excited. He recruited me out of high school when he was at
Okay.
Mizzou. So I went on a couple visits there and got to sit down and talk to him. So whenever I got to see him again, I mean, we talked about how we met years and years ago. And I mean, it was just nice to see a familiar face and then listen to him speak and hearing how real he was, and nothing sounded scripted. I mean, he sounded like a genuine guy that wants to win and knows how to win. It was just really exciting to see someone like that up there.
And Ramone, he's an offensive guy. He's been an offensive guy his entire life. Is that exciting for a guy like you that's a running back and especially a very good pass catching back? I mean, what have you learned about his offense and his scheme?
yeah, I mean that was a big thing for me. Seeing he was a offensive minded head coach, I was super excited. Playing with a defensive minded coach for a while. Um, they used the running backs a lot out of the backfield. So that was another thing for me. It's like, this is an offense that I can definitely thrive in. And so I'm excited for it. I can't wait.
Well, it was like there was a new buzz last year just with the success as it kept building and the crowds kept getting bigger and people were getting into Missouri State football. We talked about on the radio that it's refreshing to be talking Bears football in November and December, where for years and years it was on to basketball. And so does it almost feel like it's all new again now with Coach Woods and his assistants and spring drills? I mean, is there a new excitement for you guys now to go prove yourselves all over again to some new coaches?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say there's excitement to be able to go out there and showcase to new people what we're capable of, because we know what we're capable of. But I mean, the plan in November and December, I mean, we expect that now. I mean, that's our new normal. Like, that's just what, if we don't do that every season, then we feel like we did something wrong. I mean, that's how it should be.
How important is it, you think, Ramone, for you guys to build on what you did last year and keep that buzz going? I mean, having a new coach and with Coach Wood's reputation is going to build some of that naturally, but you still got to go out and win football games. And is that something you guys, the confidence level has really kind of shot up these last couple of years?
Yeah, for sure. Even when we left the Valley going 8-4, we were excited to get to Conference USA and show that we were worthy. And I think we did that. For us, those games, like you said, we could have been 9-3. We lost a close one at home to Western Kentucky, lost a rough one on the road to Kennesaw State. Two of the top teams in the conference, the champion of the conference too. So, we're not finished. We want more. Like, a bowl game is exciting, but we want to win championships. We want to win the conference. We want to get bigger bowl games. Like, we're not necessarily satisfied as players. I'm sure the coaches aren't either, and so I'm excited to see what we can do.
Caden, is Coach Woods as enthusiastic as he was at the press conference? Is that kind of him always?
Yeah, he's an enthusiastic guy. We've had some team meetings, and he's super excited, giving us a play-by-play of how he wants things ran, what he expects, what he wants to do. And I mean, you could tell he's excited, and it gets everybody else excited too.
They list you at 265. Is that where you are right now, 6'4", 265 or not?
Yeah, I'm around 260 right now. I float back and forth, but yeah, that's pretty close.
Because I remember when we had you on radio coming out of Reeds Spring, I think you were around 245 at that point. So
Yeah,
are you right where you want to be in that weight range? Or
yeah, no, I feel good where I'm at right now. I'm moving well with it.
what does your role look like this spring and next fall? Any kind of changes with what you do position wise or not?
We haven't really got much into all that yet. I mean, we've talked about defense in the sense of they told me I'm going to love it. They told me it's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting to get out there and work with everything. But no, we haven't really got into much detail about a specific move around for me if I'm doing anything different.
Is there anything you prefer? I mean, do you like rush end or down, or what's your kind of preference?
I mean, wherever they want me. I played rush this past season, and I love playing rush end. I mean, I felt like I had a pretty successful time there, being able to stop the run and then get after the passer a little bit. So if that's where they want me again, I'm perfectly happy with that.
Ramone, I would guess that you probably want more carries. I mean, you kind of like that third down back roll and catching out of the backfield, but every running back wants the ball and run with it. I'll tell you the thing I noticed, having watched you since you were the star of the Mavericks back in fifth grade for Brian. You know, back then you just tried to race people to the corner and then go down the sideline. Now you kind of like running up the gut there, don't you? A little bit taking on those guys.
Yeah, I think, my quickness and my center of gravity is definitely a advantage for me, going through the tackles and stuff. And, whatever happens, happens. I definitely want more carries, but, I enjoy getting to run routes. I mean, it's an ability God gifted me with, and I love doing it. So, however the offense needs me, I'm ready to do it.
And you got 2 or 3 years left.
I got 2 years.
2 years left. And Ramon, what do you got?
2 as well.
Is it kind of weird now? I mean, you guys halfway through your career, and now with the portal, you get a whole new bunch of guys coming in. Not to mention the high school kids coming in, maybe a JUCO or two. Is it a whole new getting to know these guys process every spring now that it wasn't before?
I mean, it's pretty much we're kind of used to it at this point. I mean, I'd say coming out of high school, that was one of the biggest shockers I've ever had was coming back from a break, and I'm like, who are these guys? But I mean, now you kind of learn how to get to know everybody. You start bonding outside, and I mean, it's kind of fun just getting to know new guys and just growing with them.
Ramon, do you know who your quarterbacks are? Do you have to have a name tag on them yet, or not?
I mean, I've seen the stuff on Twitter. I haven't got to personally meet them yet. I'm excited to meet them, but I think we got some good guys out of the portal to come in and help our offense.
What in your mind, both of you, is a reasonable expectation for fans for next year? What is your expectation? Is it kind of similar to what you guys did this year?
I mean, I think our personal expectation is always going to be to win the conference. I mean, winning season, win the conference, get a championship, go to a bowl game. That's just what we want. So I mean, that's our goal.
Ramon?
I agree. I think we're close enough. We need to win the conference, and we need to get a good bowl game. I think that's the expectations for Missouri State football.
Well, you got to open at the Coliseum last year at USC. You get to go to Kyle Field and play A&M, where they only get about 110,000 people for home games. It should be pretty fun with that one too, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah, no, we're definitely going to be looking forward to playing in that stadium. That's going to be an experience.
Very good. What about you guys thought about majors and what you want to do after football? Or obviously every guy wants to play more football. What's the future look like for you, Caden?
I mean, of course, the dream is to go play football, but I'm an exercise science major right now, and I want to go into sports training and hopefully one day be able to run my own training facility.
Ramon?
If the NFL presents itself, I'll try to do that, but I'm a finance major right now, and just seeing where that takes me, maybe financial advisor, something along those lines.
Yeah, Caden, I miss watching you play basketball, because I saw you play at Reeds Spring a couple of times, and guys just kind of bounce off of you. Big Mike's doing it out there for the basketball team. Why not Big Caden out there doing the same thing?
I completely agree. No, and we still play a little pickup every now and then, but it's not the same.
Ramon, does anybody want to guard him, or they just kind of give him a little space?
I give him a little space. He plays a little aggressive, so give him a space.
Would he foul out if they were calling fouls in those games?
Yeah,
100%.
He'd be out quick.
Well, guys, I appreciate your time. Congratulations on a great year. Looking forward to seeing what you guys can do with Coach Woods and the Bears this fall. So thanks again.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
You betcha. Caden Wiest and Ramone Green Jr., the local standouts for the Bears. And I think two guys that'll be counted on for some serious leadership now as they enter their junior seasons, and a lot of new faces. And I know that the local fans love watching familiar faces. So it's going to be fun to see those two. And of course, the news that Kellen Lindstrom is transferred back from Tennessee, another guy that'll be a great local fit for that team as well. So looking forward to some Bears football this fall. Big thank you to our sponsors, as always, Thompson Sales, located at 1555 East Independence in South Springfield. They've been in business since 1919. They're your leader for all things Cadillac, Buick, and GMC, new and used cars and trucks. They've got them there at Thompson Sales, where the Thompson boys are always dealing. Special thanks as well to Colton Steakhouse of Springfield. They're just down the street from Thompson's at 2020 East Independence. Your home for great steaks, burgers, barbecue, salads, you name it. It's all good at Colton's. Go buy a car and then celebrate with a great meal at Colton's after you finish your purchase at Thompson Sales. And finally, Deadeye Gun in Sparta. It's a great place for all things. If you're looking for pistols, rifles, ammunition, supplies for your guns, Deadeye Gun in Sparta is your home for that. You can see their inventory at deadeyegunsupply.com or visit their store right there at 7483 Main Street in Sparta. Big thanks to our sponsors. Big thanks to you for tuning in this week. And that's going to do it for this week's edition of Around the Ozarks Sports Scene. We will see you next week.